I used to think I just wasn't disciplined enough, that if I could just stick to the budget, everything would fall into place. But over time, and especially as I've been working from my Chaos to Calm planner, I've realized something else entirely. I don't overspend because I'm lazy or irresponsible. I overspend when I'm overwhelmed, burnt out, overstimulated, overtouched, exhausted, and trying to feel in control. So today I want to share 5 emotional triggers that lead to my overspending and what I'm slowly learning to do instead. Reason 1, I'm overstimulated and tired. I'm exhausted. The mental load is constant. Homeschooling, therapies, housework, financial stress, dishes that need to be done, laundry piling up, trying to be present for 2 very different little people. And this is all on top of us just recovering from being sick a few weeks ago. We were run down, behind on everything, and I have not been at my best. And some days I just hit my limit. And that's when I find myself reaching for something, usually a small purchase that feels like comfort. For me recently, it was a sticker book for my daughter, a healthy green drink for me, and a book for my son. I didn't need them. I didn't need them at all. But in that moment, they felt like a break, a way to say, you're doing okay. Here's something easy. Green drink's healthy for you. Books are good to read. Sticker books, that's great, fine motor, right? But I didn't need any of them. I could have just taken a breath, gone home. We have plenty of books, plenty of stickers, and plenty of things to drink. Reason number 2, I just want to feel like a good mom. My daughter just turned 5. I'd already bought birthday gifts back in December, things that were on sale after Christmas, things that she used to just completely love. I knew she'd be excited for them. I felt good. I ordered early. I saved a lot of money. But by the time her birthday rolled around just a few months later, her interest had completely shifted because she's 4, turning 5. Can't return the old gifts because it's been too long of a time, so it's not an option. And I didn't want her birthday to feel disappointing. So I bought her more things. I did this because I wanted her to know I was paying attention, because I felt like I haven't had enough one-on-one time with her lately. And because somewhere deep down, I was trying to make up for something. Reason number 3, I'm trying to feel in control. When everything around you feels chaotic. When I'm standing in a store with 2 overstimulated kids who are barely holding it together, and I'm doing everything I can to keep them calm so we can just make it through. Inside, I have anxiety. I am waiting for the shoe to drop. I am waiting for the meltdown. I am waiting for my child to completely explode in the store and everybody to turn and stare at me and say, you're not in control of your kids. Your kids act up. Your kids aren't behaving. You're not a good mom. You're clearly not doing it right, because these things have been said to me before. This is when spending feels like something I can control. The house might be loud, the schedule might be full, emotions are high, and I am stretched very thin. But I can buy this $3 drink. This green drink might make me feel better, right? I'm exhausted. I'm overwhelmed. I'm overstimulated. My body is run down. Green things are good for you, right? I can pick up the small thing for the kids. This book, this might help him. This might help my son kind of get through the rest of the day. This sticker book might help my daughter kind of look at pictures while we're trying to check out. And in that moment, it feels like I made a choice. I made a choice. I am in control. It's any choice. I just wasn't reacting to the chaos around me, right? I'm making choices. I'm in control. It feels like I'm doing something for me, like I'm not completely drowning. And it's not just in store. Sometimes it's Amazon, online shopping, online Walmart, online Target, online whoever. When you've discovered a new problem that I can solve, right? Oh, I could use a better storage bin here. I could get this and solve all the problems right here. a supplement to feel better, a sensory tool, a new curriculum. And at that moment, I feel that problem. It's just too easy to hit add to cart and convince myself that I will fix it. But the truth, sometimes it's not really a problem at all. And sometimes it's not a big problem. Sometimes it's a problem, but you didn't need to be solved at that moment buying something online. I could have waited, right? I could have made a list. I could have put something aside and said, "Oh, I'll come back and check this out." And the problem with spending like this, whether it's in store or online, is that it never actually solves the chaos. It just delays it and then adds guilt right on top. Reason number 4. Old money beliefs from childhood. This one hit me when I was working on my planner. I didn't anticipate making a planner. I started out writing questions to ask myself, questions that I had been kind of putting in my head recently, asking myself why I do the things I do. So that has currently evolved to 30 different questions about my childhood relationship with money. And one of them that hit me was, what message did you get about money growing up? For me, money was survival. You spent it when you had it because it might not be there later. Wants were selfish. There was no money for want. There was no money. And if you complained and said, "I want something. Oh, can I just have that? I want it." You were scolded because you were being selfish and ungrateful for what the little you did have. Saving felt unsafe in my very childhood part of the brain that did not think rationally about money, right? So when you're a child, you sometimes form these thoughts and feelings about money or other things that are rational to you as a child, but they're no longer rational as an adult, but yet you still hold on to them because you don't realize you're holding on to them. My parents saved what they could and they worked very hard. They're great people, but we grew up very poor. And whenever something went wrong, it was like a panic. How do we pay for this? We don't have the money. How are we going to get through this? They always found a way to get through it, but it was hard. And in my irrational childhood brain, growing up so poor, deep down inside, I think I internalized that the belief that money just sitting there means something bad is going to happen. It's like you can pretend everything's fine, but only until it's not. And now I've realized that even when we do have a little breathing room, something in savings, I feel this deep urge to use it. Not to go buy something frivolous, but, we have a little extra money. We could make these purchases that we've been thinking about that could help the house. We could pay off a debt instead of having it in savings. And we could do all these things, right? I kind of sound like a broken record to my husband. We have some extra money. Why don't we do this? Why don't we do this? We could do this. We could do that. And he just kind of looks at me. He's like, "No, we have extra money for savings. It's to save." And I realized that it's that childhood instinct of me going, "Oh, no, we don't want something bad to happen. So let's use this in case we don't have it later or to make sure something bad doesn't happen." And I know that's very irrational, but that's one of the childhood memories I've realized I have that I'm trying to undo. So reason number 5, I'm trying to self-soothe. Sometimes I spend because I don't know what else to do. And this is also subconscious. I'm burnt out. The kids are loud. The to-do list is untouched, and I haven't had a quiet moment in days. My brain is looking for a release, a soft landing, a hit of dopamine, something to kind of perk me up and give me energy. So I buy something at the store. I get a coffee when I'm out. It's just to feel something other than stress, right? Little purchases do scientifically give your brain a hit of dopamine. Dopamine is a chemical that makes your brain feel good. But this moment is short-lived, and it leaves me with even more pressure because now that the budget's off, and those little purchases, you think, oh, I'll just get a coffee today. Oh, I'll get a book for my kid tomorrow. Oh, I'm at the store. I'll get a green drink or a juice when I'm here because that'll make me feel healthier. Those moments are short-lived. And it leaves me with even more pressure because now all of those things have added up and the budget is off. And it's not like I'm not buying luxury items. It's clothes for the kids, a book, educational toy or game, something to help organize the house, something small. It's rarely something for me, but it still adds up. I've learned a lot asking myself these questions about my childhood and kind of creating a planner to go with it. Some of the questions that I've been sitting with are, what am I feeling before I spend? Am I feeling tired? Am I hungry? Maybe that's what it is. I am tired and hungry. I am hangry and I'm thinking not clearly, right? Am I feeling emotional that day? Am I feeling sad? Am I feeling stressed out? Am I feeling like everything's too chaotic? Am I not feeling good? Am I feeling a little sick? What am I feeling before I buy anything? And is this the reason why I'm buying it? I also ask, what am I hoping this purchase will give me emotionally? Am I looking for dopamine? Am I looking to feel, to feel like an adult again? Yeah, I'm with little kids all day long. You want that moment where you're like, oh, I used to have a career. I used to dress up for work. I used to feel like, you used to feel kind of, I don't know what the word is, like special or important or, something that's just not in jeans and a t-shirt all day, right? Little dressed up, a little fancier. Am I buying because I want that feeling again? Am I buying because I'm overstimulated? Am I buying because I don't have help? And I just, if I buy this, maybe I'll feel better. I'll feel love. What would I do instead if I had the time or tools? This is another great question. If you close your eyes, I have nothing to do. If the laundry's done, the dishes are done, homeschool's done, everything is done for this afternoon, and we have a wide open afternoon, and I maybe have someone to watch the kids, what would I do with myself? Would I take a nap? Would I go to the beach and walk along the ocean? Would I actually be here buying this thing? The answer is never that. I am never thinking that I want to be here buying something. My answer is always something that's related to rest, space, time alone, feeling of connection. It's the feeling that I matter is usually what I'm trying to fulfill. So what I'm learning to do instead, I'm checking in with myself before I buy anything. It's the first thing. Just asking, what am I feeling right now is often enough to interrupt that autopilot of, oh yeah, I'll get this. If I'm buying to escape a feeling, that little pause helps. Second thing I do is to create a comfort menu that isn't spending. Mine includes going outside for 5 minutes. I can go outside and garden. I can weed. I can look to see what's growing. I can just walk around the yard. I could put on soft music, or I could put on fun music to dance to, or I could put on some music to rock out with. I could hold a warm mug, right? Make tea, make a coffee, just make hot water. Holding that warm mug just does something to your body to tell your body, I'm safe and it's cozy and I'm okay. Breathing. If I have 10 seconds, I'm by myself for 10 seconds, right? You're doing something the kids find boring, like laundry, and they leave the room and you're like, ooh, I have 10 seconds to myself. You can take a breath, slow breathing, square breathing. You take a breath, breathe in for 4, hold it for 4, count of 4, breathe out for 4, and then wait for 4. So that's a square breath. So you breathe in for the count of 4, you hold your breath for a count of 4, you breathe out for a count of 4, and then you hold your breath again for a count of 4 before breathing in again. Or you can take a breath and count to 10. These are great ways to kind of reset your body and give you a little more of those positive feelings that doesn't involve spending anything. It sounds simple, but when I'm overwhelmed, I forget that I even have these options. And so writing them down, really does help. I have it on the fridge. What can I do right now? Number 3, I budget for emotional needs. I've started a small category in our budget called emotional buffer. It's anywhere from $5 to $20, depending upon what we have that week. And it's just enough for a coffee, a sensory item for the kid, a little tiny knickknack for them, a small treat. I know that I will want when everything feels heavy, right? When you're just trying to get through the store and you realize that you've got to get them something small to keep them occupied, to keep them calm, to get out of the building, right? Or they've been having a really hard day. They've been working really hard. Nothing's going their way. Nothing's going right. But you can see how hard they're working. And just stopping to get an ice cream just completely changes everything for everybody. That's what that money is for. It's not about giving myself permission to blow the budget. It's about budgeting for real life the way it's actually happening. If I plan for these moments when I know I'll need comfort or a little control, I don't have to feel shame about it later. 4th one, journaling after emotional spending without shame. Instead of spiraling afterwards, I ask myself, what did I need in that moment? What did I need that caused me to buy this? What could I do differently next time? What helped in this situation? What didn't help? And then I always ask myself, what did I do well today? Because sometimes you get stuck and everything is hard, that you don't realize the little things you did well. It's really hard when you have neurodiverse kids to stay calm all day. And sometimes that's the one thing I did well. I can sit there and say, you know what, today when everything was calm, when everything was hard, on the inside, I was falling apart, but I stayed calm on the outside, allowing my children to see a calm front so that they could mirror it in their behavior and help them calm down. Sometimes that's all I got. And that's all I've had energy for all day. And that's a big win. So ask yourself on bad days, what did I do good today? And make yourself find something. I think you'll be surprised if you start doing this often, that you'll realize there's more good things going on in your life that you are doing than bad. The last one, rebuild safety without a price tag. I've realized the reason I want to spend is because I just don't feel safe. Now, it's not because of anything dramatic, abusive. I do not have an abusive relationship. I'm very lucky. I have a very kind husband. It's just the constant low-level anxiety of living paycheck to paycheck. It is stressful. You feel unsafe. You worry that if something big breaks, someone gets sick, the work slows down, we won't be okay. And the work now is figuring that out, right? You need to figure out for yourself, what do I need to feel safe? How can I create a sense of safety in a life that feels so uncertain? What do I need? Do I need to be debt-free or do I need savings? Right? That's an emotional question. Yes, being debt-free is great. Having savings is great. But do I actually feel safer if I put $5,000 in a savings account and then work on my debt? And that to me, I think is important. It's great to have that feeling of being really intense with paying off debt. But at the same time, if you're not feeling safe during that process and it's giving you crippling anxiety, then you want to ask yourself, what do I need in my situation that makes me feel safe? How do I feel grounded and okay even when the future is unclear, without needing to swipe a card to feel calm for a moment? When I'm in the store and the kids are about to pop off, what can I do without buying something? I am working on this question. I have no answer right now. But the kids and I are working very hard with trying to figure out ways that we can work together to help them through these kind of situations. If any of this sounds familiar, you're absolutely not alone, even though sometimes it feels that way. Overspending isn't just about money. It's about a lot of unmet needs. And we can meet those needs in ways that don't wreck our peace or our finances. The Chaos to Calm planner is something I'm still working on. It's going to have a lot of questions that you can ask yourself over time with your relationship with money, how you think of money, how to kind of think about it going forward, to kind of make some shifts in your life, as well as a full planner with a calendar and budgeting pages. But it's taking me longer than I expected. It started off just to be a list of questions, and I've added to it. I might release it in separate pieces, but I'd like to release the whole thing together when it's ready. I'd like to offer it for free for the first month because I want you to have access to the same reflections that have been helping me. So if that's something that you would like, let me know. I know some people have expressed interest, so let me know if that is something that you would find helpful. But I want to ask you, what is the one reason that you overspend? And you don't have to put it in the comments. If you don't want to type it in, that's absolutely fine. But if you take a moment and think about it, put a heart in the comments or put something. Or if you would like to tell me the reason, that'd be great. Is it emotional? Right? Do you feel overwhelmed? Do you feel stressed out? Are you tired? Are you looking for something that you don't get in your daily life? Is it habitual? Do you just get a coffee every time, you're on your way to work or you're on your way to a place, or when you're tired, you just, I can get a coffee. It's no problem. It's not only a couple dollars. That's habitual. Do you go to Target and when you're done and your kids have behaved, do you buy them a cake pop at the Starbucks? That's habitual. I know a lot of people who do that. There's nothing wrong with that, but that's kind of becomes a habitual thing. And those are hard to break. Does it tie back to how you were raised like it did for me? Were you raised with this scarcity mindset that makes you think that the future, that things won't be available in the future? Or were you raised with an abundance mindset where you think that, no, it's no problem. Something will always be there? Let me know in the comments. I love to hear your story. And we are not doing this perfectly by any means. We are a very imperfect family, and we are figuring out things probably way later in life than we should, probably a good 20 years later than we should have. But we're doing this with honesty, and that is how change begins. When you can be honest with yourself, that is when you make some change and progress. So until next time, bye.